Hi guys, back with another video. So what we got here is we got two different see-through blinds. We got the blind from Tidewe. If you've spent any time on YouTube or on Facebook or Instagram, you've probably seen a lot of commercials for this blind right here. And we got the Double Bull 270. It's also a see-through blind. Now I've had this blind for several years. Did a lot of turkey hunting out of it. But what we're going to do in this video, we're going to set them both up and check out what the differences might be. Right now I can tell you there's a difference in weight. This Double Bull blind, about 24 pounds. The Tidewe blind is about 17 pounds. So we're going to get them set up here, get a closer look at each of them, make some comparisons. We'll get them set up here in a minute. Alright, so we got them both set up. So we're going to take a look at the outside here, some of the things we notice. So we're looking at the camouflage pattern on this. I see a lot more colors in it. This is the Tidewe. A lot more colors, got some green, brown, gray, maybe even a little bit of really dark, almost black. And on this side, we got the Double Bull. Not a lot of green in this, and it's got some brown and gray. There's a little bit of green. But between the two, I think I like the camouflage pattern better on the Tidewe. Now, being that this blind is lighter, the Tidewe is lighter in weight, you can kind of see a little bit of a difference in the quality. This, I'm not going to be honest with you, it kind of has a cheap feel when you compare it to the Double Bull. The Double Bull just feels like it's put together a lot better, like it just looks like it's sturdier. But then again, that just means extra weight when you're carrying this thing in to set it up with the extra weight. I mean, there's not a lot of difference as far as functionality, because basically you set it up and that's it. But this just doesn't feel as heavy duty as what the Double Bull does. Now, there is something here that I don't like about the Double Bull, and I don't know why they did it. When you cover up these windows, it's black. Like, why would they do that? Why wouldn't they make that camouflage, just like the rest of the blind? Instead, it's just black. This window's camo, it's see-through, but this is just black. And this is not see-through, this black area. So what other differences do we see? I mean, as far as differences, not a whole lot different. They all got the points here where you can use rope, tie it down, you know, keep it from blowing away in the wind. We still got rope on here from last turkey season. But from the outside, you do have trouble seeing into them. You might be able to see where the door is open on both of them. You might be able to see a little bit into it. So let's go on the inside of each of them and take a look. All right, so we are inside the Double Bull blind. Now, like I said, we've had this blind for several years. Me and Brandon did a lot of turkey hunting out of this blind. Now, those of you that never hunted out of one of these see-through blinds, they are pretty cool. What is cool is you could see basically all the way around you. And when we got this back wall that's black, that helps hide you. But the rest of the windows, you know, the sides, you could see pretty good out of it. And it's really cool when you're sitting inside the blind and you got some kind of game right outside. Now we got the doorway here. It uses a heavy duty zipper, works smoothly. Zippers the door shut. That's what it does. Alright, so these are the windows on the corner. I'm not crazy about them because they're black. There's no camouflage pattern to them, so when you have them up, it doesn't blend in with the rest of the blind. It's completely black. And these are the main windows. They just have little hooks that clip onto the rods there, and then they have a strap up at the top that you just clip them to. Now, the thing I don't like about this, as you can imagine, when you're sitting in here hunting, you got the main window, and what if you're in here, there's two of you, let's say you're turkey hunting and you see two gobblers coming in. you're going to have trouble where both of you could get a good clean shot, because it's going to be hard for both of you to try to aim out that window, especially if you're both right-handed or both left-handed. It's going to be hard for you to aim out that window and have a good field of view. And look here, see this and see this? You only have limited area that you can actually shoot out of. You're going to have to be very careful, especially if you're hunting with a bow. I mean, it's too easy to hit some. There's not a lot of space there. It's too easy to shoot, you know, maybe your bow isn't high enough. You know, if there's two shooters trying to shoot out the same one, it just, I think it leaves a bit to be desired. And me, I like to film my hunts. It makes it difficult to get the good camera angle, because if you got all this mesh and stuff, you can't get a clear view with the camera and to shoot at the same time. It just makes it rough. Here's one of the other features of the blind, is the pocket. Now, from past experience, if you leave this blind set out for hunting season, that pocket's going to fill up with water whenever it rains. Come in here, it's all bulged out and it's full of water, and then when it's like that, you're not going to put anything in it anyway. As you can see, the see-through material starts at about 1/3 of the way up. The bottom is black all the way around the blind. As far as standing up in the blind, you can see there's no way you're going to shoot a bow standing up from a standing position. You're going to have to be sitting down. Now here we are, there's two of us in here sitting on stools. There's not a whole lot of room in here, especially if you'd be hunting with a bow where you need room to draw back. I mean, you could do it, but there's just, you know, it is a little bit tight in here. And I think some of these blinds, they tell you it's for 2 or 3 hunters. That third hunter is going to be a little bit cramped because he's going to be sitting back here. But you could probably do it and make it work. You know, if you had a cameraman and 2 hunters, you could probably do it. It's just going to be a little bit tight. But I've used this blind for several years. I like it. It does have a heavy duty feel to it. I mean, I've had it for, I think, at least 4 seasons. Got a lot of turkeys out of it. But it has held up so far, and I actually leave it up for a month or so at a time when turkey season comes in. All right, let's go look at the Tidewe blind. All right, so here we are inside the Tidewe blind. The first thing I notice is it's brighter in here. So you look, the other blind, about 1/3 of the way up was black. It wasn't see-through. But this blind, it is see-through from the ground up. We got the back door here, you know, where it's black. It's got a window in the back. The other blind did not have a window in the back, so if you heard something behind you, you couldn't peek out and see what it was. We got the door system here. You could clip it shut. Hold the blind. Whole blind's moving because it's not fastened down. You could clip it on the rods, you know, just to shut your door quickly. Or, I'll take it off now. We're not staked down, that's why it's moving. Or you could use the zipper and zipper the blind shut. So that's 2 different options to close the back door. So let me show you the window system here. Hold the camera.
Oh.
Sorry. All right, so here's the windows. This is what sold me on this blind. I talked about the other blind. You know, there was too many spaces. You had to try to shoot around. The window system on this is pretty cool because you can adjust it the way you want it. Look how much more room you have to shoot or film out of. Now you can imagine if you're in here with 2 hunters, like everybody can have a better shot angle without trying to shoot around the gaps and stuff. Yeah, there are places here that you do have to watch, but nothing like that other blind. Got this corner here, and I believe this corner here, I believe this blind would be much better for a bow hunter. You can imagine you had a bow and you're trying to get a shot. You've got a lot more room here to try to get that arrow through without trying to worry about sides and the height and stuff. I think this would be much better setup. And it does this on 3 of the sides. That side does it too. You could just pull the window down a little bit in the middle.
In the middle? Oh.
Just pull it down. Pull it down. There you go. So it opens on all three sides like that. So you can see, you can see all the way around you. Now normally when you hunt, you're going to pretty much keep the thing up with just a little bit of a gap, but it does move silently when you try to open it. Again, the height of this blind, your head's hitting the roof. There's no way you're going to shoot out of this thing, shoot a bow standing. Unless you're 3.5, 4 feet tall, you're just not going to do it. The space inside is the same as the other blind, 72 inches roughly from hub to hub, 4.5, 5 feet on the floor. So as you can see from the inside, there is room for 2 people to hunt. I mean, it's comfortable, but there isn't like a whole lot of space, especially if you would have a third person, it would get a little bit cramped. The thing that makes this better for 2 people is the window system, because everybody can have a good shooting lane. It isn't like you're both trying to fight for the same window to shoot out of. Everybody, both of you would have a good lane to shoot from. That's what I like about this. Probably when turkey season comes in, we will probably be using this blind, I think, just because of the fact of the window system. So let's go out and do an overview. All right, so now for a little bit of an overview. This blind here just has a heavier duty feel to it. I mean, almost feels like it's got like a plastic coat. It just feels heavy duty. I've had it for 4 years, I believe 3 or 4 years. A lot of times this thing would set out all through turkey season, usually a couple weeks before turkey season, and it would come down after turkey season. So it's been out in the weather, and it still, holds up fine. There's nothing torn on it. It still works. This blind here does have a cheaper feel to it. I don't know how well, if it's going to last the same way. I don't know how well it's going to hold up. It does have like a tent type feel to it. Just the roof alone, this almost feels like I don't know, this feels much more heavy duty. Now here's the thing. This one weighs about 17 pounds in the bag. This one 24 pounds. If you were to buy this blind today, it would cost you $299. I had this one shipped to my door for $115. Now Tidewe has a lot of different discount codes. If you go on somebody's YouTube channel, Instagram, they got discount codes. There's a lot of discount codes out there that'll save you money. I know I've seen this blind for $159, $139, $119. You see all kind of different prices on it. So if you shop around, you can probably get a pretty decent deal on it. Now, a lot of times when you see those videos and Instagram posts and stuff like that, you see a lot of people talking about this blind nowadays. The thing that you got to know is those people probably had the blind given to them by Tidewe. I know that Tidewe approached me a couple months ago. They wanted to know if I would do some review videos on their products. In exchange for doing the video, I would get to keep the product, but there were stipulations in those videos, and I declined. They wanted me to do it, and the stipulations I didn't agree with. One of the stipulations was I was not allowed to have a competitor's product in the same video. The other thing was I was not allowed to talk badly about their products. And they wanted me to mention the products several times in a hunting video, stuff like that. And I just didn't agree with that because I didn't really know what their products were like. I didn't know if they were really worth it, and I didn't want to tell somebody it was a good product if I didn't really think it was, because they gave it to me for free. So I didn't want to have a biased opinion. But after this review and after this comparison, I have to say this is not a bad blind for the money. It's actually pretty good. I actually like the window system in it. It's what I want for filming, for hunting. I do like that. It's a little bit lighter weight. I mean, some of that's because it's not as heavy duty. But if you're going to be lugging this thing up a hill, you're going to want it to be, a little bit lighter. But I think it's going to hold up pretty good. I mean, you have to take care of stuff. Don't leave the thing up year round. But I think it'll work out pretty good. And even though other people endorsed the blind, maybe they got a free blind out of the deal, I have to say it is a pretty good blind. I actually like it. So I can't really say anything bad about it. That's going to be it, the comparison on it. I mean, there's a lot of different hunting blinds out there. I know these see-through blinds are the big deal. You know, everybody's talking about them. Everybody that's hunted out of one, they really like the way you could see. So if I were to recommend a blind, instead of paying almost 300 bucks for this thing here and having limited shooting ability, I would have to say this would be the blind to go with. You could probably buy 3 of these for what you'd pay for that. And I think it's a decent blind. I really like those windows. So that's going to be it for this video. I hope you liked it. Got a lot of hunting videos, a lot of comparison videos, a lot of different reviews, got a lot of different stuff on my channel. If you check it out, I'd like you to see some of the other stuff. And if you like this video, please hit that subscribe button. I need subscribers. So that'll be it for the video. I'll see you on the next one.